student is failing all of his classes. He's in language arts, and instead of listening to the teacher and doing his work, he's on TikTok. Now, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, alright, yeah, I got you. Alright, bye. Do you see how distracting that was? You completely lost track of what I was trying to say. So, phones are a distraction in the classroom and have many negative effects in school. Schools are supposed to be safe and effective places to learn, but phones pose many problems for that. They pose problems to the students, the teachers, and to students' mental health. In 2022, Emily Bordeaux wrote an article titled "Weighing the Cost and Benefits of Cell Phones in Schools." In the Harvard article, she said that things like bullying, harassment, social media, and videotaping showed a negative jump after phone bans in certain districts have been lifted. Students should be able to come to school without worrying about what's happening online. They should come to a carefree, effective learning environment. Without phones, it would be harder for bullies to harass their victims. In the same turn, students coming to school wouldn't have to worry about what's happening online. In 2022, Cole Claiborne wrote an article for the U.S. News titled "Cell Phones in School, What to Know." In that article, a teacher ran an experiment with his students where he had all of them turn on their notifications. In that single 40-minute class period, he had a total of 600 notifications throughout that short amount of time. Students cannot think clearly when they're constantly having their phones buzzing in their pocket, begging to be picked up and looked at. Teachers also can't compete with the students' attention because, they can't teach effectively when the students are distracted that often. And that also brings me to my next point. New studies shows that it takes a brain 20 minutes to refocus after using a phone in a classroom. This came from a 2023 Boston University article titled "Why Schools Should Ban Cell Phones in the Classroom and Why Parents Have to Help." That was written by Doug Mask. Imagine trying to teach when your students aren't even fully paying attention. It just makes every teacher's job that much harder to do. It creates a bad and poor learning environment, and performance is directly correlated with having phones in the classroom. Phones are really no good. Now, some people might say that kids need phones in case of emergencies, but all teachers and administrators would have phones on them, and if an emergency were to happen, 911 does not need multiple phone calls coming in and flooding in. They only need one phone call from an adult. Also, they might say that student support is high, but what's more important, student happiness or student well-being? Another argument that they might make is that students only have access to the internet through phones, but most schools nowadays have access to either laptops or computers that the students can use to finish their work. In conclusion, phones really have no place in school, and it negatively affects students in every way possible. Phones are very distracting and affect students and teachers alike. Maybe even some students can relax when they go to school and not have to worry about bullying, because school is hard enough as it is, and that's why phones truly have no place in school.